Really?
But the good thing is he's now thought up a new idea. He's going to have a staring bell.
Okay, so Brendan's coming in now.
Now it's getting physical. Brendan's there. Tyson's not liking it. He's not having it at all.
And that's the danger.
Now Usyk's personal bodyguard is getting in between them. He's going to stand with his back to Tyson. Down's finished. They've broken away at a distance. Now it's just insults. But it is serious there. It's high velocity on that stage. It's extremely volatile on that stage. Tyson Fury is gesticulating. Brendan, who's a big boy, is at full pelt holding.
Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's final press conference erupted into a heated confrontation, intensifying their rivalry ahead of the highly anticipated rematch. At the final press conference, before their highly anticipated rematch, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's fiery exchange.
Get off! Rubbish game is though. Rubbish game. Yeah. Your game is for it. This time, smashed to pieces. You 50%. The best you've ever been. And you still couldn't do shit. And you still couldn't do football.
Don't be afraid.
You don't be afraid, you ugly bastard. Don't you be afraid, you rabbit looking. You balty-eyed cunt. You're fucked. Don't you be afraid. I won't leave you alone. You're fucked. No leaving alone for you. You're fucked. You ugly little bastard. Yeah. Don't be afraid. You don't be afraid. I'm fucking you. Never mind, don't leave you alone. I'm going to annihilate you. You're going to wake up in the hospital, you you silly little ugly bastard. Yeah.
Created a scene that left the audience in anticipation to bench press 140 pounds. The only weight that a wrestler that ages over 6'6" created a scene that lasted more than. Contrasting personalities locked eyes for over 10 minutes in a tense stare-off that gradually turned into a shouting match. Fury refused to break the stare, his face dripping with sweat as he threw insults at the Ukrainian.
I'm going to dish out a whole lot of pain. I'm going to put this in the hurt locker for sure.
Tyson, there seems to be an edge about you this week. What's happened? There seems to be an extra menace about you.
I got nothing to say, apart from there's going to be a whole lot of hurt and pain in this fight. You watch. That's all I got to say. Talking's been done. You know, the first fight, I talked, I joked, all my career. This time I'm serious. I'm going to do some fucking damage here on Saturday night. Watch me go to work on this fucker.
Champion Usyk never to back down, returned fire with his own barbs. The escalating tension prompted their teams to step in and separate the fighters, ending what had been a relatively calm media event. Until that moment, Usyk arrived at the press conference in a flamboyant style, accompanied by a live band and a group of singers which made for an unconventional entrance. It was clear that the Ukrainian was feeling confident.
Usyk's never been hurt that bad as a professional by anybody, but neither has Tyson. So both fighters had each one on the hook and they let each one off. This is how close this fight was, and you've got to look at the preparation, you've got to look at the mindset, you've got to look at the attitude of Tyson Fury going into the last fight. Hopefully that has all changed, and we'll find out. I reckon we'll find out when they're in the presence of each other. We'll find out then. I just want to see what I see, and then that'll tell me more than anything.
And his performance at the press conference reflected this. In contrast, Fury, who had been known for his jokes and banter leading up to previous fights, took a different approach this time around. He seemed focused and serious, declaring that there would be no more jokes, no more laughs, just revenge. Fury's words were pointed and filled with intent as he vowed to dish out a lot of pain and send Usyk into the hurt locker. Coming to what the pros have to say about the...
But those were the rounds 5, 6, 7 where Fury dominated, which is, and that's what he was doing in those rounds, was coming forward, hitting Usyk at range and hurting him. And if you watch the fight back, which I have a couple of times, it was a brutal war in many ways. And you know, the optics in rounds 8 and 9 were against Fury, but it's going to be an almighty tussle again. I don't think Fury can get as comfortable as he did in the ring last time. I think he got too complacent.
Yeah.
I spoke to him about that when I saw him last time in his career, obviously earlier in the year. And the comeback fight is always massive. In that fight, he obviously cut his eye in sparring, and the fight was delayed. It was amazing to see the two men together just over a month ago in London. And I think there's absolute respect for each other after what was a war last time. And this fight is really for who is the number one of this generation.
Yeah.
And if Fury loses it, Usyk becomes the man.
Fight, Eddie Hearn weighed in on the potential outcome of the rematch. His analysis suggested that Usyk might have the edge in this fight, primarily due to his tactical mastery and ability to adapt during a haul-out battle. Eddie, you were right. We all went in this haul-out battling whether we would boxing intellect, noting how the Ukrainian can process information during the fight and make adjustments on the fly without needing to rely on pre-fight preparation. According to Hearn,
even my man, I believe that he will do the job and it won't be easy. It's going to be a tough fight, there's no doubt about that. The first time round, it was a very tough fight for both of them. It was a fag paper in it, as far as the decision was concerned, with some people, including myself. This time round, Tyson's got to ensure emphatically that he gets the result. One of the judges thought he did last time. The other judge had a round in it. So this time round, Tyson has to go out and show what he's all about.
this ability to adjust and outthink his opponent could make Usyk a dangerous adjunct. All right, for Fury. Despite his respect for Usyk's talents, Usyk found himself leaning toward Fury when it came to predicting the outcome of the rematch. He acknowledged that Fury, with his unpredictability and potential for remarkable moments in the ring, could still emerge victorious. However, Hearn cautioned that predicting the winner of this bout was no easy task.
Where do you stand on that? What do you think? I know you was quite strong on that as well. I think that you went Usyk as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Usyk to beat Fury. I remember when Usyk first moved up to heavyweight, I said he's a dark horse, don't write this guy off. We've seen cruiserweights move up to heavyweight and dominate in previous years, and it did seem a bit unfathomable for a lot of people that he's never going to compete with the Anthony Joshuas, or people weren't even really talking about Tyson Fury, I don't think, quite at the time, or maybe he just sort of burst back on the scene beating Wilder. But I still think Usyk beats him. I think, the argument is a good big un beats a good little un, but I think Usyk is an exceptional fighter. I think in terms of their boxing ability, like Usyk.
He also noted that Usyk seemed more confident in the lead-up to this fight than he had been in previous bouts, perhaps even bordering on arrogance. This newfound confidence could provide Usyk with a mental advantage going into the ring, the ability to just change the ability to switch tactics. When he has more time, it becomes even more dangerous. And for me, like I keep saying, my heart says Tyson Fury. My head says Alexander Usyk.
Listen, let's talk about current boxing. Usyk, of course, takes on Fury in the rematch. That's next month now. Who wins that?
That's a tough fight. I like Tyson Fury in rematches because he's usually good at making adjustments, but adjustments against normal people. Usyk is not normal. Usyk is a guy who knows how to do everything. He's a real technician who understands the sport of boxing. When you have that, it's very difficult. Now, if he get big-headed and say, oh, I did it one time, this should be easy the second time, he'll lose because Tyson's going to come back different. Trust me, Tyson Fury is a winner, and he's going to come back and try his best to win. The flip side, though, is that Usyk left that last fight on a high. He was the guy who felt like he started out here and ended up here. Now you got to take the momentum back, and that's going to be hard for Fury to do. Now, will Fury do it? I don't know. If anybody can, though, Fury will, but we got to see.
Frank Warren shared similar sentiments while acknowledging Usyk's abilities. Warren expressed his belief that Fury had the tools to win the rematch, reflecting on their first encounter, which many believed had a controversial outcome.
We know the first fight was brilliant. I'm backing Tyson Fury. I think his track record of rematches, I think I've seen a few pictures of him coming in a bit chunkier, a bit heavier, playing to his natural strengths, and he had Usyk going. But we know how good Usyk is. If you beat Usyk, I think he's conquered the world, hasn't he? Because he's beat everyone he needs to beat. I don't know what's happened with the light there. And excited to see the fight. May the best man win. The two best on the planet.
Warren stated that Fury would need to leave no room for doubt this time.